Welcome back to the Fantasy Bros YouTube channel. Today, we're talking about QB starts and sits with the playoffs just around the corner. Max, where are you starting?
Week 13, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to help you win your playoff matchups and weeks prior to playoff matchups. Our first QB start is our boy, Ryan Fitzpatrick, a.k.a. Ryan Fitzmagic. We had him as a start last week. He did not disappoint. 20 points last week. He pretty much guarantees you every single time he starts, he gets 20 points a game. It's ridiculous. 24, 23, 22. He plays amazing. And now he plays a bad Cincinnati Bengals defense who did not look good last week against the Giants.
Do they ever look good?
They do not. And now Fitzpatrick is going to be insane again. He's going to put up 20 points again. And if you need a QB, Fitzmagic is your guy. Joe, who do you got?
I got my boy Phillip Rivers. The guy's playing against one of the worst defenses in the league.
Ageless wonder.
Houston Texans. The guy, he's not going to get you 35 points. He doesn't have the rushing upside like my boy Tom Brady. But Phillip Rivers. But Phillip Rivers could he
can sling it.
He can sling it. Definitely can get you 20 points. He's probably have a similar style line to at least Fitzpatrick this week.
I would say at most Fitzpatrick, but okay.
Okay, fair. But I think he'll have 20 to 25 points, somewhere in that range. What do you guys think?
Taysom Hill, he plays Atlanta, who he
my boy
put
Taysom.
up 25
the Camaro killer.
bones. He put up 25 bones. I know last week he only had about 18.
Back-to-back, 2 touchdown rushing games.
I like that nickname. It sounds pretty badass.
But Taysom did not have a good game script, so he's gonna put up numbers this week against Atlanta.
Wait, would you say he's putting in another 2 rushing touchdowns?
He put up
third week in a row,
back-to-back 2 rushing touchdowns in both games, and now he plays Atlanta, who he played before, who he got 2 touchdowns against as well. So
he's gonna lead the league in rushing touchdowns in a couple weeks.
he could be there. You have Kyler Murray at 10 rushing touchdowns, but Taysom is right around the corner. If Breeze is out for any longer, he could definitely get there.
He might have more than, how many rushing touchdowns does he have though?
He has, I think kill more, maybe.
Probably has at least 5.
But 4 in the last 2 games, and that's what we're looking at here, and that's why he's a start. I love it. My next start is Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins. Now, early in the season, you'd be like, Max, Kirk Cousins? What are you talking about? This guy has been dudding. It's all Dalvin Cook. No. Back-to-back weeks, Kirk Cousins has posted top 5 QB numbers, 23 plus in each of those respectively.
You know who's been looking slow? Dalvin's been looking pretty poor. I think he had 18 carries for 66 against one of the worst run defenses.
And now he gets Adam Thielen back.
Yeah,
so he was a top 5 QB last week without Adam Thielen. And
Justin
now
Jefferson is looking like a stud.
And now Adam Thielen comes back and he plays the 3rd worst defense against quarterbacks in Jacksonville. He will have another gorgeous matchup primed for another 23 plus game, and if you're in need of a streamer, if you have Tom Brady, he's on a bye. You have Teddy Bridgewater, he's on a bye. Kirk Cousins is your man, Joe.
I like that. Okay, so my next start, I need to make up for last week. I said Derek Carr last week. He got like 1.5 maybe.
It was atrocious.
It was terrible. But guess what? I'm starting him again.
You are starting him again.
He's playing against the Jets. You can't perform poorly against the Jets. It's not possible.
Very hard to. Fitzpatrick played them last week. He put up 20 points, and now Josh Jacobs is in fear of missing this game, which is huge for Carr. Exactly. And also, Devontae Booker is a pass-catching back, so he's going to get PPR points, and in checkdowns are going to give him some good points as well. I love that matchup. The Jets are terrible against the QBs.
They're terrible against everything.
You like that matchup too?
Yeah.
Even with that 2, let's leave that 2-point performance behind us. He
looks like an MVP pretty much every other week.
He has a chip on his shoulder.
He's good.
I think he will have a bounce back week. I like that call. Zach, who is your second start?
I got Mitchell Trubisky.
I love that call, by the way.
I was thinking about
he was going to be one of my starters.
He had a great game.
20 points
last week,
really?
And now he plays against the Lions.
Great game in a terrible they were going to destroy the entire game.
Which is why it's perfect.
And he's playing the Lions.
2 TDs down Robinson. That's a side note. But yeah, I love that start. It's a good call. Detroit Lions defense, they really are not good against the pass.
Only problem is if Montgomery performs like he did last week, then they might not need.
But also Montgomery is in the passing game. He got 5 catches. And I think Mitch Trubisky is very comparable to Jameis Winston in that he throws picks, but he'll get you fantasy points. So I like him a lot in the Lions matchup. Great call, Zach. Let's go to our sits. I'm going to start it off with Matthew Stafford, none other than the guy himself, against Chicago. He plays a very tough defense. He does not have Kenny Galladay. It's not looking good for him. And DeAndre Swift might not play either, who's a PPR back guy. And so Adrian Peterson is going to get a start, who got the 2 touchdowns on the ground last game on Thanksgiving. So that's not good for Stafford's value. Again, the Chicago defense is bad. That's not good for his value, and because they're a top 5 defense. So I don't like Stafford here. And also, they played the Texans, who were not good pass defense, and he still didn't perform well at all. So it just goes to show that he needs Kenny Galladay on his team. He needs DeAndre Swift in order to be a top quarterback option. So he's a sit for us.
I got Carson Wentz. The guy, he put up 20 last week off a Hail Mary bomb at the end of the game.
Yeah, garbage time.
Screwed over a lot of people in fantasy. It wasn't even that play that screwed me over, but
Richard Rodgers does it again.
But Carson Wentz is playing against the Packers, and Jair Alexander is going to be all over him this game. He can't do anything. I think the only person that could perform well on that team this week is going to be Miles Sanders, and if he doesn't perform, then no one's performing on that offense. So Carson's a sit for me.
I'm going to have to say something about that. Look, Carson Wentz has been absolutely atrocious. He's had great matchups, and he's failed in all of them. Now he plays the Packers, who are a terrible defense, and if he can't perform in this one, it's Jalen Hurts time. I'm sorry.
We'll see. They have to take a shot on him.
Yeah,
sure.
and look, I think Carson Wentz could definitely have a good game here. Look, it's a good matchup.
We thought that last week, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he's a risky start, and I don't like him. I don't like him. Regardless of how good the matchup is, I'm not a fan.
Well, I got Andy Dalton. First of all, he just is not good.
Rocket.
He's just not good. Second of all, he plays
against Washington last week. Terrible. He had that one good throw from Amari Cooper.
And now he plays against the Ravens.
Fair, they have a solid defense, but yeah, he's playing against the Ravens, which are even worse defense.
Exactly. I'm saying Amari did terrible last week against Washington. I mean, like it was now he plays the Ravens. Big Ben could barely do anything on them, and it doesn't look good for him at all. I mean, he's barely ever a start for me, honestly. But yeah, so I have Matthew Ryan. Matthew Ryan, he plays the Saints, and he's been absolutely not. He's been bad. He's been really, really bad, and Julio being out is not helping him at all. And he's probably going to be out again. And so last time Matthew Ryan played the Saints, he put up a 7-point dud against them. I see that happening again, as we know Saints defense is elite. So I don't see Matt Ryan putting up numbers. Like once again, he's going to bust. Don't count on him to win you your matchup. Don't count on him to put up 20 points for you. Find someone else. Honestly, Nick Mullins is probably even better start. What do you got, Joe?
As long as Debo's in. So I had Matt Ryan on my list of sits also because of that matchup. The Saints defense is one of the top 5 for sure in the league. But other than him, I got Jared Goff. He just doesn't look good recently. It's not a terrible matchup with the Cardinals, but he doesn't look like a talented quarterback of late. Like he played well against the Buccaneers, but the Buccaneers have been letting every quarterback do well on them.
Carlton Davis.
So yeah, as long as you have a cornerback that bad, you're gonna.
But then again, it's very hard to defend a guy like Tyreek. But yeah, we're talking about Jared Goff, and I agree with that.
They couldn't defend anyone though.
Yeah,
Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods both had like 150 and like a touchdown.
Yeah, they played great. I see them having a game here also, but Jared Goff, I like that as a sit.
My last one is, I know it's against a juicy matchup in the Raiders defense, whose secondary is not the best, but it's Sam Darnold, so you can't start him.
Samuel Darnold. Look, how bad is your team that you got to start a guy like Sam Darnold?
It's true. He's not a bad quarterback though. He looks like definitely a talented quarterback.
He doesn't have the receivers.
In a terrible situation.
He doesn't have the receivers. Doesn't have a running back.
Doesn't have anything.
It's really tough for him. You can't really blame the guy. You got to blame Adam Gase. Again, if you own a Jets player, it's tough. It's tough to own a Jets player. I don't think anyone does at this point.
James and Crowder, but
he's
keeping my bench nice and toasty for.
But in any event, Samuel Darnold is our last sit. And so now with all of these guys, all of these players that we just talked about, starts and sits, now you know who to start, who to sit, and how to win your matchup. And now the last thing you need to do is like, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends.